right now dealing, but that's fine. Flame salvo. Also, once shotlocks reach a certain level, I think it's, I'm not gonna say anything. Once shotlocks reach a certain level, you'll be able to do I guess like an added attack. As you can see there, I can mash circle to get more flame salvos in every level that the shotlock gains. It requires the shotlock auto aim becomes a bit faster. The counter becomes the rate of the counter increases, so you can get more hits in less time. So you can easily go from using the full focus gauge to using only a third, or probably even to using a half or even a third. This entire bridge is one giant area, and I hate it for that. Save point. Treasure chest. Should have the map in it too. I think there's supposed to be a sticker here, but I think that's only in Terra's story. Like I said, this entire world is just one long trek from the first end to the second end. And I hate this area in particular because we're introduced into other unversed. And I didn't mention before, there's also another unversed here. And that's the those thorn enemies. Those thorn enemies with whips for hands. Also, I'm getting a lot of slowdown because there's way too many enemies here. So trying to reduce the count by using magnet and also something like thunder. So I probably should have got thunder. Have these enemies right here. They're just somewhat annoying. That's the best I can put in this. So they're somewhat annoying. And those raven enemies, those are really annoying because they like to sap up your HP prizes. Like if you want them to come down, you have to defeat an enemy so that you get prize drops. Like they'll only rarely attack you, and if you don't get them to attack you, what ends up happening is that they just float around. Like maybe they will do something. And that force strike rate doesn't do anything. You can knock them down, yeah, but you have to be careful to make sure they don't go back up. Because when they go back up, they kind of like to reach the highest point of, to reach the highest elevation of the area, and that will be very apparent in a later world. Oops, should have done payback right there. Also, it's probably gonna be this point when you learn your next finishing move. It's either gonna be Gold Rush or Air Flare, and reach level 9. Once again, every time you go into a new world, you get more. You have higher experience values for each enemy you kill. So you're probably going to get levels like crazy later on. Unfortunately, you only need to be like about level 40 or so for each character to beat the game. Sorry about that, guys. Probably won't happen in a second. You're gonna see with the video chunk cut out. There's something really changed. My throat just got really dry. No, I don't have any more movement things. Battle commands. I'm probably going to change out. Have another cure that I can level up, and I have thunder. I'm going to replace blizzard. This is just so that let me rearrange this a bit. This is just so that I'm just doing that so if I have Magnet using, if I'm using Magnet, then I can immediately use Thunder, so that I attack all the enemies within the magnetized area. Because all Magnet really does is draw in all the enemies as well as damage them very little. Of course, this was just the entire thing right there. The entire barrier, which is for Terra, so that he doesn't get off the beaten path.
Yep.
Of course, if you were to come back as Terra right here, I can't remember exactly what happens, but I believe the flame is still there, so it's kind of like what happened, or he just ignores his path completely. Terra's not allowed beyond that grass. That grassland right there. By the way, this staircase, I suppose it is way too long for his own good. Also, no unverse beyond this point. Only these mooks, and they can be a pain. They only have a little bit of HP, but they hurt. So you're better off having Magnet as well as something that can hit all of them. Yeah, that's basically all I can do in terms of damage. That's the best way to deal with him. Just Magnet and then pick him off with Thunder. You don't mind having like a second Thunder or so. You can play Strike Raid. What I have with Strike Raid with Strike Raid, however, is really good if you're trying to get rid of them and they're a little too far away from Magnet, and they're a little too far away from Magnet, and they're a bit huddled in a group. You can use Strike Raid to dispatch a lot of them from distance. I'm pretty sure at this point you're strong enough to use Strike Raid, and they go down a single Strike Raid. Oh boy, silence.
Careful, they're maleficents.
Well, they ain't guarding nothing.
What? Why would they be here but not guarding anything?
Attention!
Moreover, why would you say they're
No
guarding
sleeping
nothing?
on the job.
Also, this little sequence right here is nothing but a nuisance. Because you fight waves of these things, and they are always annoying. No matter where you are in this world, these things are always annoying. They'll just keep coming, and they will. Yeah, for some reason, they technically don't have any AI script until they get to the arena. Oops, excuse me. Trying to end Thunder. It didn't hit all of them. Why didn't it hit all of them? Also, Rowdy Rumble again, because that's what we wanted to hear. Some more Rowdy Rumble. Just another sequence that just pain. Ow. Yeah, these strokes with arrows are probably the worst, just because they like to just pick you off. Trying to follow up the Strike Raid. Nope. And Thunder. Yeah, just try your best with this. You kind of want to survive more than defeat all the enemies. I mean, that's your entire goal, but you want to survive better. You want to survive in this kind of place. More so than just go up against enemy attack. That the last one? Nope, just one more at least. Oh, it's you. You get absolutely nothing for the sequence. I think the most you really get out of this is experience, and that's kind of bullcrap, really. Now onwards. First is the treasure chest I saw right over here. And you know this is also Maleficent's throne room. And I can't remember if there's anything up here. I don't think there is. Nope. I'm probably thinking about Aqua's story, but I think there's something up there. But But anyways, here's the worst of the game, probably the low point of the game, of the world at least. Because this is an invisible maze. Basically, there's walls everywhere, but you can't tell where the walls are until you're right next to them. And also, there are these teleporters that jump you from two different stages of the maze. What you're trying to do is try to get into the far wall of the area. However, you have to go through this maze area as well as whatever area behind the wall is. This sequence entirely is just not fun. I think the sequence before this is only just there so it doesn't feel like you're going too long without a cutscene. Granted, I could have done without all these stupid enemies to begin with. Yeah, a lot of these enemies can take a lot of pot shots off you. Okay. Galloway. Cure. Yeah, just be careful in this area because all the enemies here can pick you up really easily. Especially if there's like at least 20 of them or so. You'll only 6 is probably not you're gonna have to deal with the most. And you can still take it out. Just be very careful with these enemies because even though they go down like nothing, they drop like flies. They can still pack a punch. Like I said, try to use the magnet thunder method. Because then they really do drop the flies. Now this part right here is pretty much completely optional because you probably won't get up to this area on your first time. I'm not really sure, like I said, for certain commands, I'm not exactly sure how they get more powerful per level, because I'm actually considering I'm not exactly sure how certain commands increase level. Like because they increase command levels. However, I'm not exactly sure if they get more powerful from that or if there's just something else I'm not taking into consideration. Yeah, this entire part of the area is just so you get some more goodies. Let's just keep going over here for good measure. What a yawn. Magnet, thunder, and they're gone. And also, for some weird reason, I don't like this. I don't like how to double the camera. I mean, there's no other way, considering there weren't two analog sticks on the PSP. But despite the fact that you can turn the camera left and right, there are a few instances where the camera angles up and down. I understand why it does that. Is because you kind of want to see the enemy at all time, but you can't control how the camera moves in terms of elevation. Also, there's something down here. However, Roxas can't get to it because it holds a plot-centric character for this world, the dungeon. He says there's something down that way, but there is definitely something down that way, but we can't access it because Aqua needs to be there. I'm not sure if we can access that room after we leave this world either, so... And just so you know, there's also a save point in there. And that's actually a pretty useful spot for Ventus. Because this long sequence doesn't have any kind of save points in between. So you have to do this entire world in one run basically. I mean, you can make the PSP fall asleep, but this still doesn't. You still can't save. Also, this particular teleporter changes colors and will take you different places depending on when you teleport, either to the purple teleporter or the yellow teleporter.